Joey. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Judith, and I had a chilling revelation these past 2 weeks. And it's about time that I face me. Look at myself in the mirror and really take in all my learnings from my 20s. I'm about to be 30, and I'm scared. And that is not a good thing. I feel that maybe a lot of you can relate, so it's time that I confront myself and look back at my 20s and see how I can make my 30s different. Yep, we're gonna do this. You, me, we gonna do this. There's something really pretty about the rain. It comes and goes, ebb and flows. It's nostalgic, but somehow it encourages you. Kind of like your own emotions. Like a roller coaster. Today we will be discussing my chilling revelation and how I had to destroy myself in order to be reborn. This is a sensitive topic because there's a lot that I've learned in the past 2 weeks. It's been so chilling. Have you ever had that feeling where your palms are tingling and you just have this itch that you have to listen to your inner voice? That's what I have now. That's exactly how I feel right now, and I cannot stop thinking about it. I just sit in front of my computer and just stare at it while I'm at work and wonder what the heck have I done in my 20s that have been any sort of achievement besides making other people happy and not myself happy. We've seen this exodus of people really leaving their jobs and trying to fulfill themselves. However, something that has really consumed my head in the past 2 weeks. One of them just says, why are you selling your time for others while you can be working on your inner child, your creativity? I have been longing to get out of this rat race, get out of feeling inadequate, feeling as if I cannot listen to my inner creativity. I'm pretty much done. I've gotten to a point where, I really want to listen to my body. I want to listen to my mind. I want to listen to my soul. And these are the things that I've learned in the past 2 weeks, and I cannot ignore them. And I know that a few of you have probably gone through this and have thought about this, and it's just eating you. It's just eating you alive. And I want to let you know that you're not alone, that a lot of us feel this way. And these are a couple of things that have been a revelation, a chilling revelation in the past 2 weeks. My life is without freedom, and I am bound by not knowing my purpose. It's been led by indecisiveness and slavery to financial illiteracy. So people, we spend so much time filling our head with crap. We spend so much time filled with so many things, yet we feel so empty. At least I know I do. We spend so much time worrying about things that never happen. There's this quote that says, we suffer in imagination more than we suffer in reality. For so long, I've been so fearful. Wait. I've been a perfectionist. That's a better word because it protects me from trying to understand that I'm actually a fearful person. Because being a perfectionist is just fear dressed in high heels. So I'd rather use that. I was a perfectionist, meaning I never finished anything. Because I was so worried about people's opinion of me, my family and my friends, that the person that mattered the most, me, I ignored her. I silenced her, I destroyed her. Because I felt better and familiar to hurt oneself versus hurt others. And that is how we live our lives. When instincts is the very thing that keeps us alive. And so does creativity. And I've ignored creativity for the past 10 years. I knew I was a creative person, yet I silenced it. Job after job after job, I pitched a creative message. I pitched a creative idea, and somehow we needed enough funding, we needed enough revenue, yada, 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 right? Every company has its own goals. However, when you are filled with creativity and beauty in your mind and in silence,
you feel that it's better to ignore it. Playing it safe is better than taking the leap, right? I'm a marketer, yet marketing has dominated my choices and my mind. I'm almost 30 and I've cluttered my mind and my brain with so many useless things that I've destroyed, literally destroyed my creativity and my drive to pursue my instincts. I've lived my life the way society wants me to live it, and I've been a humble student. These things over the years have hit me hard. Since my existence, or since conceptualizing what the heck I've been placed on this earth to do, these are the things that really hit hard. If you want to play it safe, partially play its game. Fear does not dictate your actions. She's beautiful, she keeps you safe. She's so careful that most of the things that you see are fearful, while in reality, they're harmless. If you want to rely on playing it safe, partially play its game. Meaning, set a moving target. Set something that's achievable as the next step. Focus on the journey. I know it's cliche, people say this all the time, but focus on just starting. Do not focus on competition. Do not focus on being a perfectionist. Do not focus on what other people are doing. Focus on just taking that first step. However, if you're fearful because you want to play it safe, start setting a target goal, a moving target goal, where you can safely leave your job, find another job that gives you more time to be more creative, to focus on your side business, but do not give up on your instincts. Come from a humble point of view, it is a privilege to get to this state. I literally just finished telling my fiance that it is a privilege to be able to even have the time to think about what you want to do. While there's so many people right now, all they can think about is the next meal and how are they going to survive to the next meal. So it is a privilege, and you have to come from a humble point of view to acknowledge that you have the privilege. And oh my gosh, I am so thankful that I am able to even think about my freedom and what I want. Stuff will not make you happy in the long run, and stuff will not make you happy forever. It is temporary, and plus you can't even really create long-lasting memories with stuff. I was obsessed with shopping. Like literally, I was obsessed with shopping because it made me so happy. When I was depressed, I was obsessed with just shopping and buying the latest and greatest outfits because it made me feel confident for a day. And then I forgot about it, and then I had all these stuff. Stuff is not what matters ultimately in life. It's the experiences you create for yourself and with loved ones. The moment we realize that our money is best put in savings or best put in investing in our own dreams, that's the moment we get out of this financial debt, start really focusing and treating money with respect. Truly happy. When I traveled to Tulum and did a Temazcal ceremony with the Mayan shaman,
I asked a biologist, he told me that it's around 300 years old. It's like that one. That's an acacia tree, an acahuita or pitching Maya. It's difficult that the trees get that high because the hurricanes, and it's a lot of limestone, it's very rocky. That's why this is low jungle. But we're gonna find that tree there is a hole, and this is the Alush house, the Mayan gnomes. The little creatures, they take care of the trees, the cenotes, the pyramids, the babies, okay? And you're gonna take one cocoa bean, and it's your mother. You're gonna take a little piece of the yellow copal, which is your father, and you're gonna take a little piece of the tobacco, your ancestors.
you are meant to learn, grow, fail, succeed in this life. You are not meant to work and sit at a desk or clock in and do the same routine 8 to 16 hours depending on what type of job you're working. Gosh, the reason why so many of us are unhappy is because we live our lives unfulfilled, not being able to be of service to others. When work dictates most of your life, you're not really living. I'm not really living. Say yes to most things. You'd be surprised. Most of my 20s, I said yes to a lot of things. It expedited my learning process tenfold. I mean, something that should have taken me a year to learn took me about 3 months, if not less. And I soon became an expert at it. I mean, I wanted things so bad that I would spend the weekends learning about it. Now, I would not pull all-nighters, but I would spend the weekends really trying to grasp my understanding of things so I don't fall behind. So this is something that you'll find that if you say yes to most things and figure it out later, it's going to be more rewarding. Now, yes, it is embarrassing if someone that has expertise asks you to do something you don't know, but this is the beauty of the online world nowadays. You can literally Google or search anything online and you'll find the answer. So say yes to most things because you'll quickly learn and advance more than others, because saying yes to most things actually takes a lot of courage. And so try to do things that are uncomfortable because it makes you really learn things at a quicker pace and thus move quicker throughout your journey of really following what you want to do in life. You've been programmed. I've been programmed to remain poor. Go to work, climb the corporate ladder, get a high-paying job, pay your dues, debt, buy the latest and greatest things so you can impress other people. Marketing tells you need the latest and greatest to impress other people. Marketing tells you that you need the latest and greatest to impress other people. What else? Yeah, you've been programmed to remain poor. This is why in schools they don't teach you how to handle money. They don't teach you how to properly think critically. They don't teach you how to be creative. Maybe in the second grade. I remember in the second grade I had a really awesome art teacher. Other than that, I mean, yeah, we're programmed to remain poor. Figure out what is it that means the most to you in life. Stop thinking the traditional way. You literally have to rewire your brain to think differently and to think outside what's the norm. This is the only way you're going to really get out of this cycle of just being part of the system that just doesn't really care about you. The only person that really cares about you is you. So listen to you and listen to your inner instincts, because this is the way you're going to really achieve ultimate freedom, ultimate happiness. So start thinking of the smallest things that make you happy and start thinking if something is worth the buy. Spirituality may set you free, and just being in tune with cosmic energy. Now this sounds cliche or it sounds hippie-like, but why is it Tim Ferriss has interviewed so many people, like some of the brightest minds on this earth, and they all have two things in common: they meditate and they journal. Writing things out is so powerful. I mean, I remember my fiance telling me, you need to write things out, you need to write things down. I'm like, oh no, I remember. Then I forget. When you write things down and you cross it off, there's something just so powerful that you've achieved something in life, that you've achieved something for the day. Wake up every morning, and even if you have to lay down in your bed and play thunder music, play peaceful music, play meditation music, lay there for 10 minutes and try not to think about anything. It's going to be hard at first, but then after a while, there's some sense of peace that no one can disrupt you, except it's just you and your mind figuring out what is it that you want. Spirituality helps you clear your mind, and writing things down really helps you fulfill a daily goal, a daily task. And it just gets you one step closer to what you really want to do in life. I think that we're bombarded by so much noise that we get creative fatigue, message fatigue, and there's no room to really think outside of that. And the beauty of spirituality is that you finally have a discussion with yourself. My fiance actually challenged me, and the other day he asked me, what is it that you want to do? And I said, well, there's a lot of things I want to do. And I went like a million ways. I said, I want to do this, I want to do this, you know. And that's how we live our lives, right? We feel like there's so many things that we want to do that we just cannot get started. But I did not know that. I was thinking out loud, therefore like drafting, you know, when your writers draft and they just word vomit. That's essentially what I was doing. That's essentially what I was doing. Discussing vomit. I don't know if it's not a thing, but I talked and talked and talked and talked and talked for an hour to the point that I got to where I needed to be. I said, you know what? This is what I've been wanting to do. So really try and have conversations with yourself, even if it's 15 minutes, because you'd be amazed on what your mind and your heart and your soul is telling you that you need to be doing, or that you should be doing to be a little bit happier. Hustle culture is not healthy. It's not healthy. Hustle culture means work, grind day in, day out, 24 hours, try not to get sleep. But in reality, there's no such thing as a constant 24-hour, 7 days a week hustle. And there's no such thing as being lazy all the time, because you win none. I mean, some may say that if you hustle and grind, you will achieve everything that you want. No, you won't, because you are mentally and physically exhausted, that you have no energy to do much. So there has to be a healthy balance, even cyclical cycles of times when you feel like, oh my gosh, this is a time for me to think critically, and I have this idea, so I'm going to work very hard for the next 2 days, and maybe for the next week you rest. Maybe you grind for a week and then you don't grind for another week. That is more reasonable than the hustle culture. The hustle culture is just gonna drain you. Life is not about working hard and beating your competition. Life is about listening to yourself and really going after what you want in a way that it's healthy for your mind and your body, and most importantly, your soul. All right, guys, so I didn't realize I was so far up from the camera. My bad. But I'm a little closer now, so it should be better. Anyways, take pleasure in the smallest thing. The other day, backtrack, I gotta tell you a story. So my fiance I asked him, what do you want for your birthday? This is before my revelation, by the way. This is before my revelation. And I asked him, what is it that you'd like for your birthday? And then I gave him some ideas. Travel, get out of the city, blah, 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 blah. He said, I don't want to spend money. I want it to be, cheap or free. And I said, well, that's lame. And he sent me a link and said, buy me this. And it was a link to a backpack where you can carry a cat. We have a cat, and our cat's blind. And he's like, I really want to take our cat and our cat Oreo and our dog Lily to a hike. I think it'd be great. And I said, I don't know if I want to be in a hike, and it's hard. Anyways, so he found a place where we can hike, and it was, I cried. It was so beautiful to see our blind cat and our crazy dog up hiking. We reached the top, the views were beautiful. Right after, we went to a cafe, and our cat was happy, our cat was meowing, our dog was being our dog. We grabbed some drinks, and it really felt like we were traveling, since I'm from Vegas, and Vegas doesn't really have like too much nature. And this was a coffee shop nestled within a neighborhood. And I always love those type of coffee shops that are nestled within neighborhoods, because it makes it feel so homey. And we were in one of those, and it felt like we were maybe like in Portland or Seattle. It was one of those feelings. I told him, and I said, these are one of the most precious moments that I will forever cherish in my life, because just sitting down with my loved one and my fur babies just brought me so much joy, and nothing can compare to that feeling. Oh, I don't want to cry. Anyways, nothing can compare to that feeling of pure innocence and pure joy. Set boundaries and be comfortable with them. Setting boundaries is so important, because in a time when you want to say yes to everything and you feel like you're missing out on everything, by setting boundaries, you tell yourself, I want to do 3 to 5 things that are most important in my life right now. Because let me tell you, if you start writing a to-do list and the to-do list gets extremely long, or it gets more than half the page, more than likely you will not do it. Keep your to-do list, keep the things that are important very close to you so you can achieve them. Set boundaries. If you have a friend that wants to go out and drink at a bar and you don't feel it, say no. Say you're busy or you're working on other things, but you owe them honesty. Boundaries. Because you have different goals and different priorities, and you're in a different stage in your life. So you really have to prioritize what's important to you, because ultimately, again, you live with you. You live in your head, you live in your body. So you want to make the most out of what you think is important in your life. Focus on the journey. Why? The moment you start thinking about the end goal, the moment you start thinking about your dreams, in a way that are not achievable, it's very unlikely that you'll achieve your goals. Set mini goals within your journey. Don't go straight to the overall goal. What do I mean by that? So if you want to lose weight, you cannot just say, oh my God, I cannot wait till I'm going to use myself for an example. I cannot wait till I'm 15 pounds less than what I am now. That doesn't work. What does work is I'm going to try for the next 2 days. These are going to be my 2 meals, and I'm not going to eat in the evening. Once you complete them, you can cross it off, and slowly but surely you'll lose weight. Try to focus on goals that are achievable and within grasp, because if they're not, more than likely you're not going to do it. Try to set mini goals within your journey so you can feel it, you can get that instant high, and then you can say, okay, something's working, and you continue to do it, because that alone will be your motivation. If you focus on the overall goal, then you'll notice that you can't get through these things. Learn how to handle money. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's been the source of and the root of a lot of people's unhappiness in life at the time that he did. He is so good with money, and he's always learning, and he taught me a valuable lesson. You are responsible for being financially illiterate. No one's gonna teach you. No one will teach you this. Schools will not teach you this. It is your responsibility to handle money wisely. And I hated talking about money. I did not want to face my debt. I did not want to look at my finances. Little did I know that money is so important because it's precious. It can bring you an opportunity to be fully free. Helping money help you. That's all it is. It is a vehicle to take you where you need to be. And I've made a goal for myself. Again, a moving target of where I need to be at what time, and how many months do I have to pay something off, and how many months do I have to save up for a 2-month trip that I want to do when my fiance graduates from PA school. These are all things that I want, and they're not ever gonna flourish to life. They're never gonna come to life if I don't set moving target goals. It is one thing to say, I one day wanna have a house. One day I wanna, it doesn't help. You have to write it out. You have to strategically think on how you will get there. Now, it is with understanding that life happens and a lot of things can get in the way, but you have to start somewhere. Just like with projects, you need to start somewhere. You might not be the best at it, but you have to start. And the moment you realize that money is not the enemy, that knowledge is power, you will grow exponentially, and even your portfolio on the things that you can accomplish, the trips you can be going to, the experiences you can have, houses you can own. I mean, it is endless. The possibilities are endless, and handling money is so important. Do you hear Oreo? Baba! And our crazy dog. Hi! Where is she? Baba! I see your little tail, Baba! You have one life. It does not need to look like success. It does not need to look like satisfaction. It just needs to be a fulfilling and happy life. Be found, be you, and be free. I'm not gonna do an outro because I just don't feel like it, and I just don't feel like it's right, but I'll show you here what I find to be most important in my life. I don't know if you hear that, but that's our cat. So with that, I gotta go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking around, and until next time.
When every wind's an afterlife out here, what language do you dream in when you're drunk? And feel just like a map of where you've been, and all the smoke and mirrors you hung. If only this one held the answer to the aching of her heart. A little drop of poison in the rain, a little drop of madness in my heart. It's nothing but will nothing grow away. Look nervously at things that come apart. If only this one held the answer to our loneliness and all. Through days we love, through days we disappear, to go for all the